Now that's just another groove to kickstart your morning.
That's right. Good morning, Fiji. It's Gold FM bringing you the classic hits to fine-tune your mornings.
And Fila still trying to fine-tune her voice.
And as always, Pedali still trying to wake up.
Now this is where you'll find us every morning from Monday to Friday.
On Daybreak with Pedali and Fina from 6 to 9. Join us.
How would you like to spend your morning? You could spend your morning like this. Or you could spend it like this.
Tune in to the Morning Ride every weekday morning from 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. right here on Today FM, Today's Hit Music.
Tonight, Fiji TV to apologize for digital transmission announcement. Disgruntled shipping company suspends services to Lao Group. And government gives ultimatum to casino developers. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and you're watching FBC News. Fiji Television will formally apologize to the government on their recent announcements to convert their television broadcast signal to digital transmission. Chanel Sivan reports the company had no idea on how the migration from analog to digital was to be done and what would result.
This is the announcement that's got the government seeking an explanation. Fiji Television stated they will move to the digital platform even though there is none and they do not have a license to operate in digital. Acting Prime Minister Yasser Al-Khayoum says the migration should have been a government-driven process.
It is very, very irresponsible of them to make this announcement. And it also demonstrates to us that the board and the management have absolutely no clue about what is involved in the move from analog to digital television.
Firstly, I wish to offer a sort of apologies. I think it's a mistake that probably what we have shared. So in this case, we have made a mistake. We have made a press release without getting the approval. So nothing like this will happen in the future.
Syed Khayoum says government has been working side by side with the International Telecommunication Union or ITU to develop a migration plan built on best international practices.
Government has been announcing since last year that the transition from analog to digital broadcasting from all television broadcasters, including Fiji Television, will be overseen by a holistic and coordinated migration plan.
Fiji TV's board chair Nuzar Farid says he doesn't want to point fingers.
It's basically a mistake. I think as a major shareholder, as a member of the board, of course, I'll take the responsibility for it. It is a management proposal and yes, I wish that we could have got some external advice.
The Fiji Television board will be making a formal apology to the government soon and has admitted they had no idea of the process. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
Meanwhile, the apology to the government was sent out minutes ago. A statement from Fiji TV says it apologizes for the unsanctioned announcement it made on Tuesday regarding the company's transition from analog to digital transmission. It says Fiji TV made the announcement without first consulting the Department of Communications on government's migration plan for this transition. The statement further adds that Fiji TV now understands the technical aspects involved in this transition and acknowledges and appreciates government's initiative and its control over the process, whereby the digital infrastructure will be shared by all market participants. Fiji's first casino developers have been told by the government to start construction soon or lose their exclusive casino license. 100 Sands Limited has been given the new ultimatum after their October 1st deadline. They are now required to pay a fine of US $100,000 for every month until the project is completed. Christopher Chand reports owner Larry Claunch is expected to be back in the country tomorrow.
There is no secret about it. The developers of the $290 million casino project are in trouble and now under pressure from the government.
We have also written to 100 Sands asking them to show cause as to why we should not cancel the license. And we await their response, and it will be assessed in the best interest of the Fijian people and the Fijian economy.
In December 2011, 100 Sands was given a 15-year exclusive license, following which a groundbreaking ceremony was held in April 2012. But the development has since struggled to get off the ground, the government issuing them a deadline on a number of occasions.
As you know, they had requested for more time to actually construct, and we had given them more time, and they obviously have not done so.
Barbara Lamy of 100 Sands Limited says owner Larry Claunch is expected to arrive in Fiji tomorrow, but we have not been able to get a comment on this new ultimatum.
If they obviously cannot do it, or they say they cannot do it, or if their license is cancelled, then we'll have to go through another process.
At their site today, trees have been cleared, but no real signs of construction yet. There is no guessing that their financial problems could see them eventually lose the bid to develop Fiji's first casino. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
Seaview Shipping Services has taken the MV Lady Sandy out of service in retaliation for what it says is the unfair suspension of its captain by the Maritime Safety Authority of Fiji. The MV Sandy services parts of the Lau Group, and as Mika Longa reports, concerns have also been raised by the many who depend on this service as the only means of transportation to the islands.
Seaview Shipping Services owner Durga Prasad is overseas, and his manageress in charge confirmed the suspension of the MV Sandy's captain.
We just received a letter from Mr. Neil Slack, a CEO for MCF, to suspend our captain for 6 months.
Durga Prasad had told FBC News his skipper was suspended over an alleged overloading incident. Lady Sandy services part of the Northern Lau Group, which include Mode Oniata and One Lau.
We feel sorry for our customers, but we told them we can't make any more decisions.
In my view, there is too much politics in the shipping industry, and I urge all boat owners to think of us.
For us in the Lau Group, we only travel by sea, and when things like this happen, it affects the families, the church, and everything else.
The people out there in the Lau Group are really suffering.
Islanders in the Upper Lau Group and their families will have to be patient for at least another 2 weeks when a decision on when the next voyage will be is likely to be made.
We are taking them up to High Court, so we are waiting for what comes next.
The first hearing of Seaview's case challenging the decision of Maritime Safety Authority of Fiji will take place tomorrow. Questions on the issue sent to MSAF on Tuesday and this afternoon remain unanswered. Mika Longa, FBC News.
Rheumatic heart disease, RHD, is surprisingly becoming one of the biggest health threats among children in Fiji. It stems from rheumatic fever, which is an inflammatory disease, and the latest studies have shown that because it's contagious, it's affecting 1 in every 30 children in the country. Through a pilot program set up by Cure Kids Fiji, nurses are being trained to detect RHD early, if not help prevent it. Elena McDonald reports.
This door can only open one way.
A common result of rheumatic fever is heart valve damage, and if not treated, can result in valve disorder. The saddest part for us in Fiji is it's affecting children from as young as 5 up until 15 years of age.
Of the 8,000, we found 484 with rheumatic heart disease and another 32 with some form of congenital heart issue.
Even more alarming was when local field workers highlighted a primary school in Singatoka recorded 1 in 7 children carried symptoms.
It is a contagious thing, so if one child has a sore throat and they are close to another child, they will spread it. So it's very important that as soon as you do have that sore throat, you go and get it checked.
$100,000 sponsorship from Fiji Water today, though, has helped bring in 2 new echocardiography machines to help with early detection. However, awareness is what's needed the most.
We've just done another 2,000 children. When the results of that come through, then we'll be able to plan the next phase of this screening program. But hopefully we'll have the results of that in January, and then next year we'll have a plan that will roll out over the next 3 to 5 years.
We've stated the facts, and you now know the situation. And today's sponsorship will help those on the field help with prevention, picking it up early, and minimizing the spread of rheumatic heart disease. Elena McDonald, FBC News.
The idea of a national minimum wage in the country is to protect unskilled or semi-skilled vulnerable workers entering the labour market. The Labour Ministry's second stakeholders consultation was held in Lautoka today. Akusita Tale reports.
The main aim of the survey is to recommend the right minimum wage that protects vulnerable workers, but at the same time doesn't suppress Fiji's economic growth.
They don't have any power, what you call in economics, countervailing power to negotiate the wage rates. And therefore, there is a possibility that employers could offer them wage rate way below what would allow them to earn a decent, have a decent living standard.
Dr. Mahendra Reddy says they've recommended $2.55 as a proposed minimum wage rate, but will first implement $2.32 on the 1st of January 2014. However, he adds people should not compare a 4-member household poverty line income to an individual's weekly income.
So if 4-member works and earns $104, that will be over $400 per week. So it's basically erroneous and incorrect to use a 4-member adult equivalent poverty line income to compare with an individual's wage rate.
The Labour Ministry says recommending this will see lots of productivity, more employment opportunities and a better living standard. The final consultation will be held in Takia Hotel in Lambasa tomorrow before a final report is submitted to the Labour Minister. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
In the news ahead, popular picnic spot in the north to undergo facelift.
Nimbula medangu nimilote na isoro tembua nama kia umenarua kina ona na via kavi moniti kina wakaromuka rongo mena via sana kina viva ko marota kini ndreko malolo ena radio Fiji 1 na wongani via niano ngai nama kia kina
आपकी शादी होने वाली है 5 बच्चे होंगे 5 हाय मैं हूँ आपकी सहेली वेणु सुनते रहिए मिर्ची एफएम मैं हूँ ना 9 से 12 बजे तक
Welcome back. You're watching FBC News. Fiji will stage a food and crafts fair in Nandi this year to mark International Rural Women's Day. Minister for Women Dr. Chico Luveni says the fair will provide a socio-economic environment for rural women to market and promote their products. Shireen Lata reports.
During the food and crafts fair, rich information will be shared with rural women to equip them with knowledge and skills on important social issues that they face daily.
It's an opportunity for them not only to sell them, but to market them to maybe the tourist industries and the various retail shops that would like to purchase these items for sale.
It's been noticed that rural women no longer depend on traditional methods of supporting their families.
Rural women have turned entrepreneurs, building on their talents and resourcefulness to diversify their income-generating methods.
Dr. Luveni says the time a rural woman spends in unpaid labor is often longer than what a working-class man or woman does.
And because we work with women's groups, it is really expected that they will become, in their women's groups, and we will allocate booths to women's groups accordingly.
The hard work, endurance and persistence with which the rural women strive to put food on the table must not go unrecognized. In fact, calls have been made to empower them and appreciate their contribution towards families, communities and national development. Shireen Lata, FBC News.
Digicel Fiji has joined the e-ticketing market with some of its machines currently undergoing trials. And as Neelam Raj reports, Digicel boasts a number of new features in their machines.
These new machines are a tap-on-tap-off system, meaning you pay for the exact distance you have travelled.
You'll tap on. When you get off, it'll actually charge you only for the distance that you've travelled. So in other words, refunds have now become, under our e-ticketing system,
Digicel's commercial director, Andrew Skelton, says the trials have started with Tambara buses and they are expected to do the same with other bus operators.
A number of bus companies signed up, and over time we'll actually be doing trials on all of them.
The details on how much the e-ticketing cards will cost and other issues will be addressed later.
The great thing about the Digicel coming into market is there's competition now, and just like when Digicel came in with mobile phones, you saw prices plummet and you saw a great deal for the consumer. You can expect the same sort of competition to occur in the ticketing, so the real winner in all this will be the consumer.
Digicel says when buying the e-ticketing machines, they had taken into consideration the three stakeholders: the consumers, the bus operators and the Land Transport Authority. Digicel strongly believes that consumers will benefit the most from this new technology. Neelam Raj, FBC News.
Lambasa's only beachside picnic spot is likely to see some development. Rishi Chand, who inherited the Koravatu beach area from his grandfather, wants a $350,000 facelift for the area. Ritika Pratap reports.
This picnic spot, about 15 kilometers out of Lambasa town, is popular amongst the locals. Koravatu is the only area where residents can enjoy wide sandy beaches.
A quiet place, and it is a hilly side for the tourists, and the other side is a sand beach. And swimming side is a very good and clean water too. People come and have a swim, and after swimming they have a washroom.
Rishi Chand has already built amenities for the public, and this has attracted even more families to the site.
Now in the holidays and weekends, it is flood of visitors here due to we have improved the water facilities and public convenience and have a few bureaus.
Chand says he plans to build a 5-bedroom hotel and a villa, bringing income for him and the nearby community.
Laborers, they can walk here, and where the people have to go move to the town, and it will be easier to come here, and they can give the more support for me, and it is more important for the community to get together to develop this area.
Chand says no major mishaps has occurred at the beach. However, as part of their plans, they will look at improving the environment to meet the required standards for the safety of the people. He has also called on government to help the community in installing electricity and water supply. Right now, they depend on generators and boreholes. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
And it's time for sports now. Jamie is away tonight, so Mr. Replacement Shelvin is here with all the latest in sports.
Thank you, Jackie. Coming up tonight, teams gear up for the International Sevens in Suva. Also tonight, there is a new trophy on the cards for football's IDC. Stay with us for that and more.
Isambol binaka, nadhango wadi soni nalai, nama kio mani wasini ngono borota kina lali ne kabi, maina tolu kina bitu, ena moni tingina por rombuka, ena Mbula FM, na bandu ena serre.
सूरज की पहली किरण के साथ दिन की शुरुआत कीजिए। सुबह का मंगल प्रभात आपको शुभ हो। सुबह सुबह हो खुशियों का मेला, ना लोगों की परवाह ना दुनिया का झमेला, पंछियों का संगीत हो और मौसम अलबेला। मुबारक हो आपको ये खूबसूरत सवेरा। हर सोमवार से लेकर शुक्रवार तक सुबह 6 से लेकर 9 बजे तक शामिल रहें रेडियो फिजी 2 पर हम सफर में रविंद्र सिंह के साथ।
Welcome back. The Fiji Water Centennial International 7 starts tomorrow at Suva's ANZ Stadium. Today, the captains of various teams visited the CWM hospital to brighten the day for children with rheumatic heart disease. The visit aside, all teams look to be focused on the task at hand tomorrow. Fiji hosting the international meet and the Oceania tournament means the boys will have to put up a good show in front of the home crowd.
None of these boys are new to the game of sevens. And I have faith in these young boys that, and all we ask for is your support, so that we can defend the Gold Coast Sevens that terminal.
The captain didn't even expect a call-up. He now hopes to deal with whatever challenges lie ahead.
Selected, although I didn't expect it coming, but we have a big challenge in front of us, and I'm ready for the task ahead.
The Solomon Islands team is not known for their prowess in the oval ball game. Despite this, they're hoping to cause an upset as they get ready to face defending champions Samoa.
Back in Solomon Islands, we have a lot of competition there, and this is not our best time to go out to other countries to participate in rugby. We've been to other countries, especially in the Ocean and Sevens, and we have confidence because from our experience and from all the boys, this is not their first time to play rugby.
With IRB Tournament Director Beth Coulter in the country, the organizers are hoping to have a successful tournament in order to attract an IRB Sevens leg. New Fiji Sevens coach Ben Ryan was today presented with keys for his new vehicle by Fiji Rugby Union partners Carpenters Motors. Ryan was all smiles this morning as he drove off in the new Hyundai. On a more serious note, Ryan will only get to spend 4 days with the team before their defense of the Gold Coast Sevens title. He says the door for the 4 players named in the reserves is still wide open. According to Ryan, if they put on a good show in the Oceania Sevens, the 4 could have a chance to go to Gold Coast. The team departs for Australia on Monday. Meanwhile, the Fiji Sports Council is doing all it can to get the ANZ Stadium in top order before the Fiji Water Centennial International Sevens this weekend. Stadium and FRU officials hope this tournament will be a flawless success. They want to set the stage for hosting a leg of the IRB series sometime in the future. Chalendau Dakadaka reports.
Apart from the hype surrounding the Sevens tournament this weekend, the revamped venue will receive its biggest challenge yet in hosting an international meet.
The whole Sports Council team's been working long hours to make sure this is something special. It's what we've been working towards. The whole development was working towards something like this.
Now the onus lies on the fans to fill in the seats, which bodes well for the country's IRB 7 Series bid.
Now we just have to get Fiji to support the whole concept, because if, you know, we've got IRB here, and if they see that there's not enough interest from the public, in other words, the stadium's not full, the embankments are not full, well, it becomes a bit of a problem.
One significant addition that fans can look forward to is the long-awaited electronic screen.
We hope it'll all be running on time. They're working hard and all the wiring's in place. We were testing it from the main operations room earlier today. Now they're just going through and checking all the pixels and that.
The Fiji Water International Sevens tournament is of vital importance not only to Fiji rugby fans, but also the country's chances as an international sevens destination. Chalendau Dakadaka, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Football Association is working round the clock to ensure all work is completed by the weekend for the court's inter-district championships. However, some good news has come through. The tickets are already in demand and sales started from today. Indra Singh spoke to Fiji FA.
The countdown to the biggest football event of the year continues, and Fiji Football Association has been working hard, tying up loose ends.
The district teams have been also preparing. Of course, there was a bit of a late period, but as Rajesh Patel has said the other day on the app, that it is the responsibility of the district teams to make sure that they prepare, because they had ample time to prepare.
Coupled with this, the tickets have already gone on sale and fans have already started purchasing.
This morning we started selling, and as I mentioned, we had a first sale this morning. About $1,500 worth of ticket went away this morning. So the talk is there. People are anxious about it, and people have realized that in order to avoid the queues and everything, they rather buy the tickets in advance.
It is not an easy feat trying to get everything in order, for which districts play a crucial role. But their input so far has been welcomed with open arms.
This time we are having a lot of support, getting a good feedback from the district associations, and things look good as compared to previous tournament.
A lot of hard work is being put in for the courts IDC, all for the 8 Super Premier teams and the primary, secondary and the Premier teams to do battle. Who will reign supreme? Only time will tell. With the thumbs up given to the 75th anniversary celebrations and the tournament, now it's a matter of days before the action starts. Indra Singh, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, there is a likelihood that this is the last time the Lloyd Fairbrother Trophy will be contested during the IDC. The 75-year-old cup has been played for by the Super Premier districts. However, the Fiji Football Association believes it's time to have a new trophy from 2014.
Personally, I have thought about it with my board,
that yes, we should retire this trophy as the 75th. We will embark on this after this year, next year, to get a new trophy built in overseas, a complete new trophy. And over the years, we have seen the deterioration of the trophy over the users and everything. So we are looking at a total silver, made of silver trophy in the same replica as Lord Fairbrother.
The IDC gets underway next Wednesday in Lautoka. The Fiji University Sports Association, or FUSA, games got underway today in Suva, and University of Fiji has already taken the lead in football. They defeated their counterparts 1-0 at Samambula's Ramlakan Park today. But it's the University of the South Pacific team this lot will be out to beat.
Quite a bit. We've been struggling, finances and everything, but training hard, spirit's there, and we're happy to beat the team that played the finals last year. So we're really good with it, and team morale is high. Looking forward to our next game.
A shortage of grounds resulted in football being moved to this venue, while most sports is being played in Lodala Bay. Apart from football, rugby also started today, while basketball, volleyball and netball begin tomorrow. There was sports this evening. Let's see what Jackie has in store with business.
There was a decline in gold production for the months leading up to August 2013. The latest economic review released by the Reserve Bank of Fiji states that gold production fell by 23.3% compared to the same period last year. This has been attributed to low-grade ore extraction. However, there was a significant turnaround to 34.4% in August. Apart from gold, the report states that there were positive outcomes in most industries. The most notable was a 12% increase in sugarcane crushed up until 29 September, resulting in a 17% increase in sugar production. The report identifies improved cane supply and milling efficiency as the reasons for the positive results. Weather time now in Jen. Your forecast was spot on, very sunny today.
Yes, Jackie, I breathed a deep sigh of relief, thank goodness. All those clouds on the map yesterday were replaced by sunny icons, except of course for Savu over here, where cloudy conditions in the afternoon were expected. And it wasn't just cloudy periods for Savu, they had the coolest temperatures, a slightly chilly 26. Pai and Nandi were much warmer on 30, but Lambasa had the highest on 31 degrees. A beautifully fine day for Fiji tomorrow. Yes, you heard it right. Leaving aside the cloudy forecast for Suva and the Hidden Paradise, we should get 2 consecutive days of sunshine. Today's photo features a Lambasa sunset. Now we get a lot of sunsets on weather, but it's nice to know that they're appreciated by our friends from overseas. The photographer Karen Leach and her family are visiting from Calgary, and they'll be returning to Canada tonight. Banaka Karen, we hope you enjoyed your holiday. And that's weather. Keep sending in those photos.
Thanks so much for that, Genevieve. The headlines again. Fiji TV apologizes to government for wrongful announcement of migration to digital transmission. Disgruntled shipping company suspends services to Lao Group. And government gives ultimatum to casino developers. To the poll question now, when we're asking, can Fiji defend their Gold Coast Sevens title? Visit www.fbc.com.fj to take part. Remember to send us newsworthy pictures and videos. Email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj. Until tomorrow, good night.
Mula, I'm Wame. Join me every weekday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on The Center Show with classic hits from the 70s as well as the 80s right here on Gold FM.
Nisambula binaka oya wone kamanalangi oni nandorungo diao mai na diwa kina rua na bisinga mai na moniti kina bagarumbuka na Radio Fiji wana ndoma ibiti bongani bianyano nama katalengana benga ona sasi biani na tinna kaloka na bembongi ni bukilulu kena bima mani walu na bembongi ni bakarawai mai na mbuza ni balu ninge namaka